Hi guys, and welcome to Escape with Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're reviewing a new brand for me. This is the Cestrian Ocean Series. So Cestrian is a brand that I've wanted to check out for a while now. They started in 2021, I believe. They're a microbrand out of the United Kingdom, and they had some pretty cool designs at some pretty good prices. So a normal microbrand in this, specifications would have a price of about $400, I'd say. And this one comes in at $280 US, and that does include taxes and duties if you are in the US. If you're outside the US, it's going to vary a little bit. So be sure to check them out. But I think it's a pretty cool watch. It comes in, I believe, 6 different colors, and then you can get it on the metal bracelet or you can get it on a rubber strap. So there's plenty of options for you to choose from. I think they all look really good. They have a beautiful blue dial as well, but I went for this yellow one here because I don't have a yellow dial watch in the collection yet. So I figured I would give this one a shot and check it out, and I've actually been enjoying it. So for your $280 US, you're getting a 316L stainless steel case, stainless steel bracelet, quick release spring bars, on the fly adjustable clasp. You're getting some sort of lume on the dial and the hands, a sapphire crystal, bi-directional rotating bezel, screw down crown, screw down case back, 200 meters of claimed water resistance, and then the watch is powered by the Seiko NH34 automatic GMT movement. So it's a pretty full set of specifications. I think it's executed pretty well also, and yeah, it's not perfect. Obviously they have to cut corners to keep the price where it is, but yeah, I think they did a pretty good job on this watch, and it's not a small watch either. So this is one for the big wrist fellows. This is 42-ish millimeters. So we'll get into all the details and specifications on this watch throughout the review. So I say we get right into it. But before we do a quick wrist check today. Wearing a Militato. I don't know the number for this one, but it's the Zen 104 homage that they just released. This one arrived a couple days ago, and I've been wearing it on and off since then. So just trying to get a feel for it before I put out the full review. So if you are interested in this one, make sure you are subscribed so you get to see this one when it drops pretty soon. So I think that's it for this. So let's get into the review of the Cestrian Ocean Series. All right, so let's first start with the dimensions. We've got a bezel diameter of 42.3 millimeters, case thickness of 13.5, a 22 millimeter lug width, a lug tip to lug tip of 48.3 millimeters, and sized up for my 7.5 inch wrist, it weighs 169 grams. So like I mentioned, this is a big watch. It wears pretty big. I don't think it wears as big as 42 millimeters. I'd say it wears closer to like a 41. Decent chunkiness to the case as well. A little bit of turn down to the lug tips there, but it does wear pretty good. You got female end links there, so those do, those do drop straight down. So even on smaller wrists, it should wear fine. Bracelet tapers to 18 millimeters. I think it feels balanced on the wrist, and you can see it here on my 7.5 inch wrist, and it definitely has some wrist presence. So if this is something you like in a watch, this is one to definitely consider. It's pretty big, it's pretty bold with this colorway, but I think it looks really, really good, and it's been wearing very comfortably. I had no issues with strap clearances either, so you kind of go crazy with this one. 22 millimeters, a little bit less common than 20 millimeters, but you should still be able to find plenty of straps to fit on this watch. But yeah, I think the watch looks good, it wears good, and I've got really no complaints with it other than being a little bit bigger than I would prefer. All right, so let's talk about the case finishing. So case finishing, it's a mixture of brushing and polishing. So you can see on the tops of the lugs here, vertically brushing, looks really good. Nice and consistent, pretty fine brushing as well. So yeah, I think it looks good. We have polished on the sides here. These bottom edges are nicely rounded off. The polishing looks pretty darn good. I've got no real complaints. There's a little bit of streakiness, as you can kind of see right there. But other than that, it actually looks pretty good. The transitions are pretty nice as well. They're not as sharp as some of the brands that I've come across, but I don't see too much as far as bleed over goes. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the case finishing. We have a nice deep depressed signed crown there. It looks really good with the Cestrian shield. The crown has a little bit of decoration on it too. I think it's nicely done. It's all polished, but plenty of grip. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to complain about when it comes to the case. I think they did a pretty good job on it. Flipping it over to the case back here, there's a lot of polishing going on, so I know some people aren't going to like that. I do have the sticker on this still just to kind of try and keep it nice for the next reviewer, but a little bit of a spec sheet around the outside there. It does look like these are individually numbered too, so this is 66. Cestrian Ocean Series. I got the model number there as well. Stainless steel, sapphire, automatic, 200 meters water resistance. Simple screw down crown there with the notches there, so it should be nice and easy to get in if you ever need to. Overall, very happy with the case finishing on this. The bottom has been nicely rounded off and nicely smoothed out. So there's really no harsh edges on this case. And I think the overall case finishing is actually pretty darn good on this watch. So let's get to the bezel on this. So first things first is the bezel insert. It's a stainless steel bezel insert. As you can see here, circular brushed, nice deep engravings there, and nicely filled with black paint. Really no issues with that. I think it looks really good. The bezel action is actually really good, really nice and tight. There's no play in this at all. It is a bi-directional 24-click bezel, so that's exactly what you want to see on this. It got nice smooth action, and then it clicks right into place. I don't think you guys can hear that. Maybe you can. It's a pretty quiet click, but again, it works really good. The grip on the bezel itself, really nice and deep gripping. It is all polished there, so it's a little slippery, but really not that bad. I think the resistance is a little bit high, but still it's easy enough to manipulate. And like I said, bi-directional, exactly what you want on a watch like this. And you can see here the alignment spot on, and then we do have a loomed triangle there at the 12 o'clock position. So it's a great bezel. Got no issues with it at all. All right, so let's talk about the crystal and test it for sapphire here. You can see it is positive for sapphire. Just a very simple flat sapphire crystal. There's really just a tiny bit of a chamfer around the outside there. It sits ever so slightly above that sloped bezel ring. But yeah, it's just a nice sapphire crystal. Clear and a reflective coating. It's got a little bit of a blue hint to it, but it's not overly powering or anything like that. But actually, a really good crystal. Got no complaints with the crystal on this watch. It's actually really good. So next up, we're talking about the dial here, and I am really happy with this dial. I think it turned out great. I love this color of yellow. It's kind of that Bahama yellow almost. Really, really cool. I do like that a lot, and it's a nice clean layout without being a copy of anything. So you have this kind of double shield here at the 12 o'clock, applied rectangles everywhere else. There's no date on this, which is kind of an interesting omission. And then we have a black chapter ring, slope chapter ring around the outside there. Everything, again, is just nice and clean. The indices, the hands, really nice and big and bold and easy to read. I think it looks fantastic. The seconds hand on this, you can see here, kind of has a blackout towards the tip of it. Same with the GMT hand, that is all blacked out. Again, just contrasting nicely with the dial without, kind of overpowering it. You have this really interesting counterbalance on the second hand as well. It's that Cestrian shield. You have the Cestrian branding just printed there at 12 o'clock, Ocean Series automatic GMT 200 meters there at the 6 o'clock. Again, everything is just nicely done here. The indices are nicely faceted, so they catch the light good. The lume on this is a nice stark white color during the daytime, and it glows green, and I'm going to pop it up against a couple other watches in the collection, and it does okay. It's not my favorite lume, not the worst lume, but far from the best lume. I do wish they would put on BGW9 on this. I think that would look really good and kind of add to the watch a little bit, but it's not horrible lume. It is usable, and I'm able to read this in the middle of the night. It's just not the best lume out there. All right, let's talk about the movement. So inside is the Seiko NH34 automatic GMT movement. So it is a 21,600 beats per hour movement, so 6 ticks of the second hand every second. It's a workhorse movement. It's got a bidirectional winding rotor, quick set date if it had a date. It does have a independently adjustable GMT hand which snaps into position, so that's good. I've got no real complaints about it. 40 hours of power reserve at hacks and hand winds, so it does everything you need it to do. Here's how this one has been running. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I remember it being pretty good, so that's what it is. Yeah, pretty happy with both of these Cestrian watches that I have as far as accuracy goes. Screw down crown, nice and smooth. Got a nice release there of the threads. Again, nicely signed crown too. Nice deep embossing on that. Looks really good. First position is your hand winding. Feels exactly like you would expect. Second position is your date and your GMT. So you roll it back to change the date. You roll it forward to change the GMT hand. I've got no real complaints about that. I think everything functions exactly as I would expect it to. Pull it out to the next position. That hacks the movement there, and this is where you set the time. Hand alignment was spot on. I got really no complaints about this. It actually does a pretty good job keeping time. Looks good, works good. Workhorse movement. Screw down crown functions exactly like you would expect it to. So yeah, no surprises here. It is a really good setup. All right, so let's get to the bracelet. The bracelet's actually pretty good on this watch. We have solid end links, solid links, 3 solid links there. They are push pins for sizing. I removed probably like 4 for my 7.5-inch wrist, and looks like there's about 4 or 3 more left to go. So this should size down to about a 7-inch wrist, I'd say. If anything smaller than that, you might want to really look into it or contact the brand. I have no real complaints with this. I think they did a good job on it. It's got quick release spring bars as well, which is nice to see, and an on-the-fly clasp. The bracelet finishing matches the case really nicely. You can see the end links, they do protrude past the tips of the lugs just a little bit. It's not anything that really changes the way it wears. It's just something I thought I would let you know. But yeah, female pivot end links there. Everything here is done very nicely. Even the end of this link is finished to a good degree. I've sometimes seen these ones where it just looks terrible on this. Doesn't look bad there. I think the tolerances are pretty good. There's a little bit of jangle and rattle from this, but it just adds to the comfort. And you can see here, it's not your typical 3-link style of bracelet. It's actually a fully articulating bracelet there, so you can see the links, they kind of fold on each other. Sometimes you get these where these outer links and then this link here in the middle are tied together. So it's actually just one big 3-link. This one here, it is fully articulating there. So it just adds to the comfort. You can see the bottom edge here. It's not just straight across. It's kind of dished out a little bit. So yeah, it's really a good bracelet. It was quite comfortable in my usage. Feels pretty balanced on the wrist as well, and that helps out because the clasp is really good. So we have the Cestrian branding there, brushed on the top, brushed on the sides, nice polished chamfer here. So this is a clasp that I've seen plenty of other times. It functions exactly like I'd expect it to. Got all the plastic in here still, but finishing seems good. Tolerances seem nice and tight as well. And then it is, again, on the fly. So you pull this lever back, you can extend it out, and then you can shorten it on the wrist. So I usually extend it out long and then shorten it while it's on the wrist to get the bright fit. So yeah, no issues with the clasp on this. I think they did a really good job, and overall the bracelet is actually done pretty good. There's, I'd say, just a little bit of extra jangle in this. It just kind of feels a little bit light, but like I said, when it's on wrist, you don't really notice that. It is very comfortable. It conforms to the wrist nicely. It should fit smaller wrists just because it is female end links and they drop straight down. There's no real sharp edges on it or anything like that. And overall, pretty solid, especially with the quick release spring bars. And so yeah, you can throw a strap on this nice and easy. Yeah, can't complain too much about the bracelet on this watch, and I actually think it looks pretty good on this watch too. So there you go, guys. That's the Cestrian Ocean Series. I think it's a pretty solid watch for the price. Obviously, something from China, you're going to get much higher bang for the buck. But still, I think with an NH34 and this quality, you're probably still going to be paying like $180-ish to $200. And I think the quality of this deserves that extra price. And I think the design of this, it's very clean, but very original all at the same time. So yeah, I think it's a really nice watch, and I think if you guys are interested in it, I'm going to be leaving the links down in the video description. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. It just takes you right to the Cestrian website. You can choose from all the colors, the strap options, and yeah, I mean, it's a really good watch for the money. And I think their other model that I have, I think it's the Master Series, that is also a good watch, and I'll be reviewing that one very soon. So be sure to stick around for that one if you are interested in the brand. I think they put out some pretty cool watches, and it's one that I'm going to have to keep my eyes on. Yeah, it's something I would definitely like to add to the collection. So yeah, thank you to Cestrian for sending in this watch. I think that's it for me, though. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.